Let's talk about The Bear. I am so sick of The Bear because it's being dumped at once when it should be released weekly. I can't understand why in the third season, after the show has proven itself to have an audience, that they are still just dumping it all at once instead of going on a weekly model. It doesn't make sense for The Bear, but it doesn't make sense for most TV shows in general. First off, the FX president has full-on stated he doesn't like the binge model. He likes weekly releases, stating, "We really liked the idea of a show being able to sustain a cultural conversation and for people to sit back and assess an episode at a time." And that's so right, especially with The Bear, where the audience is baked in. It's not like it's a brand new show. Like, I remember back in season 2, they dumped it all at once again, and people talked about it mainly for around 2 weeks, and everyone was just spoiling everything. You know, everyone was talking about how Jamie Lee Curtis was in it, how Bob Odenkirk was in it, how John Mulaney was in it, and it just kind of ruined that for everyone. Everything got spoiled so fast. But imagine a world where it was released weekly and we all got to experience the same episode at the same time, and we all got to figure out just how stacked that episode was all together. That would have been great. Not to mention, it would also give the proper respect to the other episodes that were made very well. You know, like the Will Poulter episode was amazing, or my personal favorite of the season was Forks, where we got some of the best character development of all time with Richie. That episode was amazing, and everyone was so overblown about, you know, the Seven Fishes episode that we didn't really get enough time to talk about the Richie episode. And it's just crazy to me that we're still just dumping these shows. We're still relying on the binge model, even though it's been proven that weekly kind of works. Like we saw with WandaVision, we saw it with The Last of Us, where they literally doubled the number of people watching their show by releasing it weekly. It also gives, you know, a longer marketing window. It allows people to talk about it more and talk about it online, making people curious about the show and wanting to watch it. I know several people who did not care for WandaVision. They didn't want to watch it. And then after about 4 weeks or so, they wanted to watch it because they heard so many good things about it. Plus, even financially, it makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense to have people subscribe to a service for 2 months and watch a whole show rather than they just subscribe for the weekend, watch the show, and then unsubscribe. Like, that is happening. And even the king of binging and just dumping their shows, Netflix, is starting to understand that releasing them in certain parts makes better sense for the show. Like, they're being really annoying, just not releasing it weekly and just doing part 1, and then 4 weeks later they'll do part 2. Like, they just want to keep the binge model going, but whatever. But it's happened several times. You know, the last season of Stranger Things, they released a part 2. That was more because the episodes actually weren't finished and they needed more time. But it's happened constantly too. You know, with Emily in Paris, even Cobra Kai is going to be 3 parts for some reason. Like, I get certain series can be binged and they might be a better experience, but I would argue more series than not, weekly releases work a lot better. Like, it's so much more fun to experience the shows together. It's so much more fun to digest them together, where we're all part of the same conversation, where we all get to experience everything at the same time. That is what art is made for, and that's why we're doing this. Discussing, sharing, and enjoying together. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Why people watch me, I don't really understand. Leave a comment if you have thoughts about weekly releases, or if you've seen a show that you actually enjoyed better binge. Let me know. Like, subscribe. Let's start a conversation. Thanks.